So, the time of the year has come. It is the Royal Rumble kicking off the road to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is next Saturday. It's in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium, already set to be one of the biggest Rumbles of all time. And we have like 7 guys announced. We have like 3 girls announced. This thing could be insane. Now, we're going to break down what I think is going to happen, and it will include what we already know, like the 7 or 8 guys that are already, announced. But I am going to the Royal Rumble. I will be in Indianapolis for the show the entire weekend. I know some of these are going to be a little far fetched. Okay. But, wrestling fans, we're dreamers. So let me dream. Okay. So let's just start with the guys that have already been announced. Okay. First, we have John Cena, who is arguably the most favorite to win this thing, go on to WrestleMania 17 time, break the record, and as the undoubted greatest of all time. Okay. And if he wins, I'm going to be freaking out. Okay. I'm here for it. A lot of people don't like the idea, but a lot of people don't like a lot of things. So I'm thinking John Cena is arguably the most favored to win the whole thing, the whole shebang. But then you get in to our next guy, CM Punk, who you could say is just as arguably favored to win the Royal Rumble. Go on to WrestleMania, get a WWE championship of his choosing, and ride off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? End on top. But I think Punk will end up being in the top 10, but I think he gets thrown out in kind of a storyline way. You know what I mean? I don't think he just gets eliminated. And if John Cena doesn't win the Royal Rumble, I could definitely see him and Punk doing something at Mania. I think that would be absolutely, absolutely insane. Next, we have the undisputed, reigning, defending tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Now, just the 3 names that have already been said: John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. You tell me that's not already the biggest Rumble of all time, and I'm still going. We're 3 in. But Roman is in the Rumble. I think he has a pretty good shot to go the distance. I don't think he wins it, only because there's no need for Roman to win it. Roman is still a box office attraction. He still, has the merch sales, the everything. He has everything going for him. I don't think he needs a championship. I don't think he needs the main event of WrestleMania. Now, do I think he will be involved in WrestleMania? Yes. But I think there's going to be some kind of shenanigans coming out between Roman and hopefully not the bloodline, but we can all see it. You know what I mean? Next up, we have the megastar, L.A. Knight. Yeah. If, boys, and hear me out when I say if LA Knight could win this Rumble, it could catapult him or it could ruin him. Okay, because we've seen LA Knight in some main event spots. We've never seen him in the main event of WrestleMania. Okay, that's a lot of pressure, and I think he could do it. I don't have the LA Knight poster for no reason. I think that the megastar could possibly do it, but I don't know if he'd be a Royal Rumble guy or a Money in the Bank guy. You know what I mean by that? So let me know your thoughts on LA Knight down in the comments. And while we're talking about megastars, Seth Rollins is as well in this Royal Rumble. Okay. Guaranteed, confirmed in the Rumble. This Rumble is stacked. Okay, because I could sit here for 15 minutes and tell you how I think Seth Rollins is going to win. Like, anything could happen in this Rumble. And that's why I am so, so excited for it. I know a lot of you guys are pumped as well. But Seth Rollins is confirmed for the Rumble. I think he'll have a good run, lasting at least 30, 45 minutes. I don't see him winning. Drew McIntyre. I think he would probably be the one to eliminate Roman. just as a targeted attack. He comes in, Roman's in the ring, Claymore, chunk him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is where we build Drew back up. I don't. He could win the Rumble. He could. And he could go into a storyline with Cody and it would all make sense and it'd all work out. Or he could battle Gunther. And, you got that across the pond dynamic that they have. And they could put on a absolute banger at WrestleMania. If you build up some heat through that storyline and make it like a stipulation match, you know what I mean? I feel like this could be what puts Drew back into the main event picture. Because he's already a top guy, but I think this is where you could make Drew the top guy. While we're on Drew McIntyre, the next entrant, Jay Uso. Now, he's just coming off the loss at Saturday night's main event, so I feel like they used the Rumble to make him look strong. I could see Jay possibly being in the top 5, you know what I mean, lasting about an hour. Coming in number 3 or 4 and lasting until the top 5. This is where you kinda let him get some momentum back, let him get some eliminations. Hell, maybe let him eliminate Roman to show that he's not the right-hand man. But I think Jay is gonna be like the Iron Man of this whole thing. You know what I mean? I don't think he wins it, but I think he's the one that puts this Rumble on his back and carries it. Next entrant, Rey Mysterio. I don't think Rey has any shot at winning this, just storyline wise. He is kind of at the end of his career, granted. I think he's just in here for the name spot, and dude, I'll take it. Give me the biggest names you can for this Rumble. Stack it up. Because again, I'm going. It's gonna be my first Rumble, dude. I'm stoked. Okay, now with names like Rey Mysterio, John Cena, CM Punk, you know what I mean. Like this is already a stacked card, and we're not even talking about the other matches. We're talking about the Royal Rumble. That's it, and it's already leading to be one of the biggest pay per views of all time. Last confirmed entrant on this list as of Monday before Raw, before the Royal Rumble, is Sami Zayn. I think him and Jay get in there and we have a moment between them, and maybe this is where Sami turns heel. Maybe, just maybe, this is where Sami turns on Jay, and maybe that's what leads us into Elimination Chamber, maybe even WrestleMania for the two of them. I think that would be the perfect way to turn Sami. And if you don't turn Sami in the Rumble, turn him at the Rumble. Have Cody lose to KO because of Sami. Because of Sami. This could be a catapulting thing for Sami's career at this point because he is kind of in a lull. You know what I mean? He's just the underdog. Every time he goes out, he's just the underdog. Like, I think this is where you make him the bad guy. And I think this is where he could, in theory, put himself back at the top of the card. Because right now, in my opinion, he's a mid carder. He's a heck of a talent, but he's kind of floating. You know what I'm saying? In that void of could be in the main event, but he's not. But he could be a top guy, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? I think this is where you make that happen. Okay, now we're on to my predictions for the men's Royal Rumble. Okay, and I think the most blatant and the most obvious prediction is Joe Hendry. I think if that music hits, the roof on Lucas Oil Stadium will be gone. This is where you introduce Joe Hendry to the main roster audience who already know him so well from NXT. Just give him that spotlight, give him that moment, so that way, and especially as the TNA World Champion right now, this could be where you put the spotlight on him. Let him get a couple of eliminations. Let him look good. Let him last 20 so minutes in there. Let him eliminate some names, dude. Let him, you know what I'm saying? Let him be Joe Hendry. Give him a microphone on the way to the ring. I think that's what you do. Make it just as entertaining as possible. While we're speaking on entertaining, Logan Paul, he has to be in the Rumble. He has that crazy spot with Ricochet. I don't know who he would pull that off with this year, But I think you put him in there, let him get the heat, let him eliminate some guys, let him cower in the corner, let him hide under the ring. You know what I mean? Just let him be there for the namesake and let him be in the top 4. Let everyone believe, "Oh god, this guy might win." I think that's how you present Logan Paul in this Rumble, and I think it'll be phenomenal. Now, on the topic of Logan Paul, I think his mentor, his trainer, his teacher, The Miz, will be in the Rumble. I think he comes in midway, and I think he, gets beat up a lot. I think everybody turns and looks at Miz and is like, you suck. And then we move on. Move on. I think Miz has a short 5-minute reign in the Rumble, and I think we proceed. I do have a couple of probably not gonna happens on this list, but just considering I'm going, this is my this is one of my oh I hope so's. Wade Barrett. And I'm not talking about bad news Barrett. I want Wade Barrett. I want the bullhammer elbow. I want all of it. Okay. I think he comes in maybe with Drew in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And it has some mixes it up a little bit. Maybe that sets up a WrestleMania match. I just hope, and I don't want it to be a Wade Barrett gets pulled off a commentary. I want it Wade Barrett comes out full gear with the cape, with the boom, all of it. I want the entire Wade Barrett experience in this Rumble. And let him get a couple of limbs. Let him get a couple. But let somebody who needs the credit eliminate him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Wade Barrett would be a excellent, excellent, excellent entrant. While we're on Wade Barrett, you can't have a Drew McIntyre and a Wade Barrett in a Royal Rumble without the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. I think this is where Sheamus kind of gets his momentum back from Saturday Night's Main Event as well. I mean, he was real close to beating Braun Breaker, and I think you put him in there, let him eliminate Drew McIntyre, let him eliminate Wade Barrett. And I know a lot of the things I'm saying are probably contradicting themselves. Let it be. Let it be. Okay. I'm just, dude, there's so many possibilities for this Rumble. There's not a guaranteed winner. There's not anybody you're looking at and you're like, okay, yeah, they need to win. Like last year, you had Cody. Year before, you had Cody. You know what I mean? We don't have a Cody Rhodes in this Rumble. We don't have anybody that would be just in the title picture. Needs to be in the title picture. Nobody's finishing a story. So I think maybe even Sheamus wins. And would if Sheamus wins, does he challenge for the IC title? Does he challenge for the IC title? Just the one that got away, the one he's never gotten. Let him do it. Let him do it. I'm not mad at him. And of course, we're gonna have the really the spot taker of the entire Rumble, Chad Gable. Yes, I think Shorty G will come in and get absolutely demolished. I mean, just taking hard bumps left and right. Will he do anything in the Rumble? No. No, he won't. But will he make the Rumble that more entertaining? Yes. Yes, he will. And while we're on this topic of taking bumps, Austin Theory. Because Chad Gable and Austin Theory both know just how to just look like they got scooter ankled. You know what I mean? Like they can take a bump like nobody else in the business. So I think Austin Theory makes an early appearance, an early exit. Now we also need some heat in the Rumble. We need some bad guys, someone we want to see thrown as far over the top rope as we can get them. The New Day, Kofi and Xavier. Yes, I'm putting both of them on one pick. I think they both will come in. I think they'll come in back to back. Truthfully, I think they come in middle of the Rumble back to back, and they cause chaos. They get beat up, but they cause chaos. They're picking at people, not letting them get the elims, helping the likes of like a Dom Mysterio, who is the next entrant in the Rumble. Dom Mysterio. I think Dom comes out to the loudest boo we've ever heard, right behind the New Day. and it's just the crowd is mad. Okay, this is the only spot where I'm thinking like this is how the entrant order goes. I think the New Day come out, they get booed unceremoniously. I think Dom comes out, he gets booed unceremoniously, and then we get the return of Big E. And truthfully, man, let him be in the top 3. Let him win it. Let Big E win it. Let him get right back up top. And I think because he deserves it, man. He got taken out on top. I mean, he was in the height of his career and he got taken out. And he's been out for so long. And that segment that we had on Raw for the New Day anniversary, it just made everybody itch for Big E. We need him. We want him. If he is medically cleared and he is willing to return, I think the Rumble is the spot to do it. Let him come in and let him just absolutely demolish Kofi and Xavier both. Let him eliminate them both at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, let Big E get his get back in the Rumble. Now, moving on in the list, I think Carmelo Hayes comes in. Another one of those guys that can sell like no other. The agility on him. Maybe he's the one that gets the Logan Paul spot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they do something just absolutely crazy. I think Carmelo kind of needs this to kind of right the ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's been a jobber for so long. After him and Andrade stopped having those classic matches, Carmelo has had nothing going for him. But then we will have the NXT call up that the world has been patiently waiting for. Trick Williams. With Whoop That Trick blaring out over the Lucas Oil Stadium, Trick Williams will be a top guy in this Rumble. I have no doubt in my mind they will make him look pristine. Have him eliminate Carmelo. Let's reignite that feud. Get audiences accustomed to what Carmelo and Trick can do. Because them being close friends, it's kind of like a Sammy and KO type deal. Like, they can work in the ring. They trust each other, they know each other. So the matches that those two could have, I mean, it's time. It's time, and this is the place, this is the how. Okay, Trick Williams, Whoop That Trick in the room. Now on to more of a bloodline entrant. I think the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, will come into the Rumble and he will be like the Brock Lesnar of the Rumble. He will demolish, he will destroy, and he will last. Now, I don't think he'll be in the top 10. I think somebody comes in, I don't know who, maybe a Big E, maybe a John Cena eliminates Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu will demolish in this Rumble. And right behind him, we got the yeah. Tama Tonga coming in. I think they'll come in back to back again just to have the team thing, the power scale, and they will demolish. I hope that none of the big names that I'm wanting to win are in the Rumble before Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga come out, because that would be terrible. And of course, you can't have the new bloodline without the OG bloodline, Big Jim Uso. I think he'll come in, and there may even be a moment of Sammy, Jimmy, Jay, and Roman all in the ring. And I think that might be where Sammy turns. I think that might be where Jimmy turns. I think Jimmy is due for a turn. You know what I mean? Like, don't let him side with the new bloodline, but let him say, hey, I'm in the background now. It's my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him have his moment. Someone else, I believe, needs a moment. Karrion Kross. I think Karrion Kross needs a big moment in the Rumble, and he doesn't need to come in and then just get instantly thrown over. You know what I mean? Even if he just takes out The Miz, just take him out. You know what I mean? Like, this could be what Karrion Kross needs, or it could destroy Karrion Kross. But we will find out in due time Saturday. Now, this is a guy I'm excited to see work in the Rumble. Penta El Serio Miedo. I know I butchered that. Thank you. Penta. I think he should be in a top 5 situation. I think he comes in early for the pop, and I think he lasts about an hour. Let him be another Iron Man of the whole thing. He'll have the spots with Austin Theory, Carmelo, Logan Paul, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Let him get the exposure. Let the main roster get accustomed to him. If they didn't watch AEW, if they didn't watch Lucha Underground, if they didn't watch anything else, let them get accustomed. Speaking of luchadors, Andrade. Of course, Andrade will be in, and of course, Andrade will shine. And you know what? He's my pick to have no shot at winning it, but I would not be mad if Andrade won. I said it. Now, I purposely left these last 3. I know that would make 31. Hear me out. The most obvious of these last 3, The Rock. I think The Rock comes out, and if the rumors circulating are true, I know a couple other guys have kind of reported on it. He could come out at number 31, which would be the most Rock move of all time. Like if let's say John Cena gets the final elimination and then the bell doesn't ring and he's just looking around like what? And then the Rock's music hits. Dude, a moment and a half. That would be. Now, this one comes from the TNA merger. Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler. If you let him come back and just get the I remember you pop, the look at you doing good pop, because he just lost the TNA World Championship. Just lost it. So he still has that momentum going. If you let him come out, and even if it's not the I'm here to show the world entrance music, still just the pop that he would get, it would create a buzz in the arena. And last but certainly not least, and this one is my oh boy, I wish, I hope. Like if I had to personally handpick somebody that I want to see in this Rumble, especially since I will be there, dude, I'm going Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now I know what you're thinking. No shot. But never say never. We didn't think we would see Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania in any capacity. And we did. So never say never. Now, guys, that is my picks, and even more of my picks. It's 31 of my picks for the men's 2025 Royal Rumble. I know you guys are excited about this. I'm excited about this. This is going to be the craziest Rumble of all time. And we still have a Raw and a SmackDown, and even an NXT in between now and the Royal Rumble. So anything could happen. Any of these picks could be locked in. Any of these picks could change. But, guys, if you like the video, make sure, you like the video. Comment down below. What do you think? Like, what are your predictions for this Rumble? Do you think any of my picks were far-fetched, like the Stone Cold? Do you think any of my picks or scenarios were dead on? Like, you think they're going to happen? Let me know. And if you guys want to see any other type of videos, let me know as well down in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe. And thank you for being here, man. I really do appreciate you. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you.